Hi everybody, this is Emre with a video lesson of the week. Today I was analyzing my trades of last week and I found that it is time to improve my skills and my success. So isn't that great? I traded TRN 2 times last Friday. And the first trade was a winner and the second trade was a loser. When I look at my two trades, I can see different things. And I will show you that in the chart in the second part of this video later on. So in the first trade, I could make more money when I waited more. And in the second trade, I could avoid losing money when I waited more. In both cases, I can see that I was impatient. Yeah. So now I asked myself, why was I impatient? Why was that? And I come to the answer that I was not fully focused and I was not fully mindful with that trade. So my lesson number 1 for today is that I need to be more focused. Focus, such an important thing. And especially, in trading. I mean, that's obvious. But apply it, do it, So focus on that, what I know, and focus on that, of that part of my knowledge I see in the chart and in the trade. So watching really mindfully and waiting for the triggers and the setups to appear. I'm constantly working on my knowledge, and where does my knowledge come from? I mean, it comes from the educational material I have from the Affinity Trading Institute. It comes from the great live classes. I mean, that has such an impact. Yesterday we had an amazing live class together with Mike DiGioia, and it gave me so much insight and so much information we shared in that. I mean, that motivates me totally. My motivation goes up, and that's just great. And where does my my knowledge comes from as well? I mean, from the live trading rooms, of course. We are trading together with the professional traders in that rooms. So knowledge, again, a very important topic, a very important thing. You start to see more and more, and you start to understand, you start to get a feeling. So that's really great. And my lesson number 2 for today is being persistent and being focused. Great, right? I mean, to really be persistent, to be focused. That is something, I think that's a habit, We need to learn that. We need to train that. But I think that's really a key to success. So then, when I am focused on my trades and I apply my knowledge, I can be more patient. I can be more relaxed. And that leads, of course, to much better decisions and results. And when I can do that persistently, then I will be more successful. That's my conclusion, and I started to work on that. So I'm committed to do that. And yeah, if you want to join me, you're welcome. I will use the words focus, persistence, knowledge, much more and often from now on. And now, just let's have a look into the chart, into the trade I mentioned. Now, that's the TRN chart, and you can see the history table over here where, we can see my different trades. And I also copied here 2 lines, for a better overview, so that you can see my first trade result, which was successful, was a winner and made me $17. And then the second trade, which was, was a loser, and it lost, $39 here. All right, back to the trade, and I shorted 100 shares of TRN at 9.36, and then I was in the trade, and already, here at 9.44, so that's the second red bar, what you can see, I covered 50 shares. So if I look at that today, then I was really too quick. I could have waited, longer for covering, and then a few seconds later I, covered another 25 shares. And as you can see, TRN was a short play, and it was going more down, and I was actually too quick to cover. Yes, but that's a lesson. And the good thing is I was still in the trade. I was still in the game with 25 shares, and at 9.49, which is then the third bar over here, I covered another 15 shares, and then almost at 10 I covered the last 10 shares and made some additional money on that trade. In the end, it made me $17, and I was happy. That was my first trade on TRN that day, and then I decided to go for a second trade. That second trade I entered at 10.15, and I shorted, again 100 shares. And 10.15 is this bar here, this red bar after the green. And if I look at that today, now, I don't see a trigger, I don't see a confirmation to now go short with this play. But I did it, and I was too quick. I was expecting something, and I was not really focused. I was not really mindful. And then you do something, without 100% consciously thinking about it. But I was then in this second trade, and it did not what I thought it will do. And you can see that at 10.20 I just covered those 100 shares, and it the price went up from 16.36 to 16.75, and that was a 40 cent difference, and I was not prepared for that. So now I was surprised, and I think then I didn't want to risk more, and I said, okay, now just cover those 100 shares. And what happened was then, just being too quick, not focused, not mindfully watching the chart, watching for the triggers and the setups, I just acted and that caused the loss of the second trade result, which is $39. And then in the end, in the result, I was then with this trade, which started really great, then in red figures, and a loss of $22. Okay, but the good thing is, again, I'm analyzing those trades. I'm doing it for getting better ideas of what I'm doing, where I can improve, and I'm also sharing it with you so that you can follow me, follow what I'm doing here, my lessons, my evaluation, and I'm sharing all that with you. Okay, so as I mentioned before, from now on I will use the words focus, persistence, and knowledge much, much more to keep the general overall focus on that topics, and to fully integrate it into my trading, and to be totally aware of that important topics, and to just apply them. All right, so that is the video lesson of this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. So I say till next week, have a great time and a successful time. Bye bye. This is Emre.